thinking about? What you thinking about? What you thinking about? What you thinking about?
This is the video that's going to have a lot of people probably coming at me in the comments because I'm contradicting myself like a motherfucker. So I made the video Fearless Fred Fury released on Digipack, and I basically had come up with this thought that I had of the possibility of Fearless Fred Fury being released on Digipack just purely based on the last few singles or concert exclusive albums that they've put out being on Digipack. Now, I do know the Brother EP is just in a little paper sleeve, so maybe that would debunk my theory, but I made that video while I already had another video planned, and flat out, I'm going to admit it, I basically put my foot in my mouth. So I've been wanting to make this video right here talking about the 20th anniversary of Bizzar Bizaar and the dope things that they really should do if they decide to release a 20th anniversary of the album. That being said, this directly is going to contradict what I said in that video about Digipacks, because the Digipacks that I was talking smack about are not the only kind of Digipacks that there are. That smack being said was that there was really nothing to the packaging. You had an opening, you had where the CD went, and that was it. There was no anything else to it, and that was false. So I do want to correct that and just show you real quick, because Tech9 himself has actually released several albums through Digipacks. Now, the one that he's used, this example is from all 6s and 7s. It opens up twice, and then inside right here, then you can have a book. So these kind of Digipacks, I mean, again, I'm not hugely fond of them because, again, if this breaks, it breaks. You got to buy the CD all over again. But this does allow for extra content to be put into the actual album. So as far as if Fearless Fred Fury was to be released on Digipack, I would hope this is the kind of Digipack it gets released on. So I wanted to clarify that I contradicted myself in that aspect. So I just kind of wanted to come and recorrect that misinformation that I put out there. There is more than one type of Digipack, and there's a specific Digipack that I have in mind for the release of the 20th anniversary of Bizzar Bizaar, and possibly for Amazing Jekyll Brothers. I feel like it's more fitted better for Bizzar Bizaar just because there was so much content put into that album, and the way that the albums kind of coincide with one another. This idea would be brilliant. I've actually made a video about this years and years ago when I first started doing YouTube, and I'm bringing it back and really kind of igniting this idea now, just in case there's somebody by some slight chance that works with Psychopathic or at Psychopathic, or even anybody there directly involved with possible releases coming out, to help spark this idea, because it's something I think would be absolutely dope. So we got to bring up the album Hypnotize and Mesmerize by System of a Down. Now, if you own these albums, you know probably what I'm getting ready to talk about. If you don't, I'm going to give you a quick little example of what these albums look like together. Yes, I said together. So here we have Mesmerize, here we have Hypnotize. Now, these two albums were released the same year. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't remember the exact months they came out, but they were within 6 months of each other. This one came out first, followed by Hypnotize later in the year, I believe in the fall. And if you guys remember, if you did pick this album up when it first came out, this is actually kind of backwards. I remember seeing this because my cousin had it, and I wondered the same thing. It took years later for me to realize that if you bought Hypnotize, the two of them actually go together. We'll demonstrate that for you real quick for those who do not own the album. So you take the Mesmerize album like so, you open her up. The Hypnotize album, the packaging is a little bit different. It actually has this extra little flap. Well, guess where this extra little flap now then slides into? You slide it right in here, like so, if it would cooperate, just like that. The two albums now have similar art right there next to each other. They now close completely together. You have Mesmerize, you have Hypnotize. They will go together completely on your CD tower. Absolutely awesome. The other thing that happens, you pop this disc out right here. What art's there? Same thing as the disc is Hypnotize. You pop off Hypnotize, the art behind that is the same as the disc for Mesmerize. Absolutely awesome thing that they did for these albums. It essentially made it a double album, much like Bizzar Bizaar. So I really would like to see them do something like this for Bizzar Bizaar, and I can't think of a better opportunity for them to finally re-release it and put them together in a case that fits together than a 20th anniversary release. Now again, like I said, they could do the same thing for Amazing Jekyll Brothers. However, the book and everything for Amazing Jekyll Brothers is the same. However, you get into Bizzar Bizaar. For those who do not own Bizzar Bizaar, you can actually go watch my review for the Bizzar Bizaar albums. The books are completely different, and they have a lot of fun, absolutely dope shit inside. They have story. This is pretty much towards the end. Let's actually go to the beginning. You have a crossword. I actually filled mine all out. I didn't leave it blank. You have the rules here for the Board Game Bazaar, which this is supposed to see. Board Game Bazaar is supposed to see a full release at the next DCG Con. So, let's see if there. I don't remember if there was. No, there wasn't. So you had a crossword in this one. I thought there was a little bit more in the beginning. There wasn't. You get into this Bizzar book. You have a dope. Absolutely fucking drop the 3D glasses there. You got a word search here. You got a little connect the dots where you paint your enemy's picture, your picture. You got a maze. There's so much dope shit that was put into these albums as far as the book goes. And I mean, if they wanted to even expand on that, I think that would be a great opportunity as well, to just make completely new books and add more puzzles and add more, maybe a bigger word search to it, everything like that. It's basically an idea I've had for quite some time. I felt like it was such a missed opportunity, and the perfect opportunity to make it a reality is now upon us. The 20th anniversary is coming up next year. We got the 20th anniversary of Amazing Jekyll Brothers this year. Again, you could in theory do the same thing, but with the books being exactly the same, I mean, maybe not. But Bizzar Bizaar, absolutely perfect opportunity. Re-release it, put them on digipacks, make them so they can slide together, be stored together, have both books in there right there together, and like I said, maybe expand on the books and add more content to them. Maybe take out Board Game Bazaar just because they're planning a full release for it. Maybe add some extra stuff that could go to that full release for Board Game Bazaar. But I'm telling you, this would be something absolutely dope. And knowing how ICP is with the way they do the packaging for their CDs, they would come up with something dope. So I hope that's something we will see. That's totally like an idea thrown up there into that cloud, and hopefully it gets pulled down, and let's make it a reality kind of thing. So I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention, and maybe get some people behind it. Like, yeah, that would be dope. Like, just get out there and go to the meet and greets. Be like, hey, if you have Hypnotize and Mesmerize, fucking take them up there to Violent J Shaggy. Be like, hey, check this out. This is what Bizzar Bizaar should be like. 20th anniversary. Let's make it happen, kind of thing. Just to spread the idea, share the idea, and help have it spread, because I think it's something that would be absolutely dope. But I was thinking about making this video before I made the Fearless Fred Fury on Digipack, and everything I said on that video completely took what I wanted to say in this video and was like, there's my foot in my mouth, because in order for that to work, it's got to be on a digipack, because that's just the way that the packaging has to slide together. It's got to be that cardboard. So unfortunately, for the 20th anniversary Bizzar Bizaar to happen, it's got to be on digipack. Not all digipacks are bad. I mean, digipack is not a terrible thing. It just, again, if it breaks, it sucks, because you have to rebuy the whole album. And as a lot of juggalos know, especially those, I'm seeing people commenting about my collection, and they're like, damn, man, I wish I could get mine there. There's a lot of CDs that are rare and hard to find because they're out of print. So any albums they release on digipack that then go out of print, your search to have to replace them is going to be tough. So that's the biggest thing that makes me frown on the idea of having a digipack release, is just purely that. Other than that, I'm not totally against him. I mean, Kung Fu Vampire, every CD he's released is on digipack, and it's not a deal breaker of I'm not buying the fucking album. So, um, just want to clarify that. I know one particular person felt like I was bitching and complaining, and the album hasn't even come out. I wasn't bitching and complaining. I was sharing a thought I had and just saying I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, it's whatever. So I want to reiterate that as well, that I'm not totally against it, and if it happens, it's going to be like that deal breaker of fuck them. I'm not buying the album. I've bought the album twice, and in some technicalities, I didn't buy it extra. The Patreon patrons bought that album fucking 5 times already. So shout out to those guys. They made the giveaways possible. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning of the video or not, but shout out to the Patreon patrons for the Fearless Fred Fury giveaway that's going on right now. So there you guys go. That's the idea I have for the 20th anniversary of Bizzar Bizaar. I would love to see it come to fruition. So if you're going to go meet Shaggy 2 Dope during his solo tour, if you're planning to go VIP at the Juggalo weekend, if you own the CD, Hypnotize and Mesmerize, take them with you. I mean, obviously you're not going to get them signed, but, you know, just... I don't know. I don't know if somebody wants to waste their VIP experience explaining these 2 albums together and then Violent J and Shaggy not even give a fuck. I don't know. Maybe before that time comes out, I'll experience a VIP experience. Who knows? But I wanted to share the idea just because I think it's a dope idea and I would love to see it come to fruition. So leave your thoughts down below and thank you guys for watching.